300 some odd days. I'll be charitable. 325 days. The other days from Thanksgiving through, let's say Easter, the Jewish holidays, they're a little bit different. It's all rarefied. We spend a lot more time and money feathering up the nest, getting the better foods on the table, and you know what? All that phoniness kind of runs thin a little bit. I love to be treated to something special. I kind of like to do the treating actually, but to each their own. I really do like just a nice regular weekend without so much as a worry about missing a special holiday dinner. Quite frankly, they put on calories that I take off try to take off in about the next 3 months. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. It's 2017. It's going to be an interesting year. It's got to be an interesting year. We've got a new president coming very soon, and boy, this is presidential entourage that we've had for the last 8 years. I'm going to miss Barack and Michelle. I really am. I just enjoyed them. Goodness gracious, I know how they affected a lot of people positively, and according to Congress, everybody hates them. That's not true. And I also found it kind of ridiculous that TV commercials are saying that Donald Trump had a mandate from the American people to go all the way and drain the swamp in Washington, bring in some more people from New York City. We'll drain that island, and that's what he's kind of done. It's going to be interesting. You watch, you left-wing people just left of nose on your face. I'm going to be very much interested in it. I'm not a politician myself, although I certainly keep a good beat of what's going on in this society. We'll talk more about that later, but I guess the 20th of this month looms awfully large. And so I hope Barack and Michelle spread themselves around town and on TV too, because I like to hear from what they say. They're going to be big on the talk show circuit, and I don't think they're going to be in jail like Hillary, so that's a good thing too. Anyway, we started doing our little gossip issue, maybe sort of gay psychology, back in the early part of last December. Yeah, it's a long time ago, isn't it? And I left off when we got to the holidays. There wasn't room for everything to put in there. Let's go back to this now, because I picked a couple of interesting, thought-provoking, mind-numbing, head-shaking quotes and stories for you to relate among yourselves. And the first thing I got is I do take my material from Facebook, be it Queerty, which is it's all authorized material from Queerty. It's not my property. I'm just spreading the word that I love them. They are not my sponsor, and I'd love to maybe think about that someday. But right now, I use them because I think they're very reflective of the mindset of this country, gay and straight. So, but first we're going to go to something encouraging for you to remember and refer to it in your cerebellum when you think about the friends you have, and the lack of numbers, the quality of the friends you do, or the lack of the quality that you do. But I don't know if everybody meets this particular parameter, but it's true. All right, this is, like I said, this is from Facebook. Here I am peeking over. That's me with the nose. Yeah, that's me. So you read it? Did you see what I wrote here? All right. Yeah. A good friend knows all your best stories. A best friend has lived most of them with you. Then you know what that's like. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I had a best friend back in college days, and boy, the stuff that we did. I didn't have to tell him anything. He was my, as they say, partner in crime. A little cutie named Joe DeVito back in South New Jersey days. We met working summers in a hospital, and we became very, very, very cozy. I liked him a lot. Yeah, they did. Never kept in touch because he was going all kinds of different ways. He wanted to be a priest. He thought he was straight. He could be bi. Let me try to see if I was able to change him. He wasn't ready, so therefore I got disappointed. And where his progress was, I moved to Florida. He stayed in Philly, and we left it at that. Anyway, that's what I wanted to bring upon you. You know who your real friends are. Yeah, maybe they've lived some of your good and bad times with you. On to Queer Tea. And it's just a one-pager. I just thought it would be interesting for you to get a bit of fodder for discussion with your partner and friends this evening or this weekend. All right. So this goes back to this was 17th of October. The guy caught sleeping with girl's gay friend. It wasn't cheating because it was with a guy. We've heard of the rule that it isn't gay if you don't make eye contact, but how about this one? If it isn't cheating if you have sex with someone the opposite gender as your partner. We're still not buying that either. We hate to break it to this young woman, but her boyfriend is kind of a dick. And so is her gay friend for that matter. Here's the gist of it. She has a gay male friend for about 15 years and a boyfriend, Jay, of 6 years. A friend told her that he had feelings for Jay, and the two males became such good friends. She warned Jay not to lead the friend on. The friend starts sending Jay suggestive tests, yada yada, probably things on Facebook and Instagram. Then it gets interesting. Last month he and Jay went out of town for a weekend convention with his best friend. It comes out that Jay and our gay friend had sexual relations and they intentionally got the room with a single bed for that purpose of cuddling. It was our friend that called me in tears. It was the gay friend that called me in tears and told me everything while apologizing profusely. He's a great guy and I got him drunk so he'd agree, and all he wanted was to come home with you. I'm sorry. When asked Jay about it, he got very angry, defensive, and at first would not admit to anything. Later, he fessed up to everything and confirmed what the friend had already told me. He's not gay, but he wanted to experiment. I learned that I'm most defiantly not gay. It only confirmed that I'm most definitely into women. When I asked him if he was sorry for cheating on me, he said, it wasn't cheating because it was another guy. If you slept with another girl, I wouldn't be mad either. I would pull up a chair. Wow. I have nothing to apologize for. He then suggested that if he wanted to get even with his, he then suggested that if I wanted to get even, I even had the permission to go sleep with another girl. You guys are just so generous. And yeah, it's all still cheating. Don't fall for that one. My goodness. Get rid of them. They have their own rules. We don't need that. Anyway, so here we are now on the it's the 10th of January, and we're probably starting to think about spring a little bit. The holiday decorations are down, and that always makes me a little bit mellow. But I would like to get into a topic that I have really never elucidated very much on, even to the online social media network friends that I have. A couple know, but I had, and you've seen this in other videos and in print media. I was abused as a kid. Wow, how common is that now, right? Yes, I was mentally abused by being caught in between a crumbling marriage of my mom and dad they were married for almost 50 years of hell, and I guess it was about 30 some odd years that I saw what was going on, and tears were everywhere on my mom's side, anger was everywhere on my dad's side, dinners thrown against the wall saying you can't cook, why don't you dress nicer like my sisters do, you look like a slob, which you didn't. And it was pretty difficult for me. My sister is about 10 years plus older than I am. and she left home for good after graduating high school. She really wanted no contact of it. I was just a kid when she left. I was, I guess, around 9 or 10 years old, and I had only that to deal with. It impacted greatly on me, and I did retreat into myself very much so. When the teen years came and my hormones started to rattle around inside me after my first dream, which was a gay dream, gay wet dream, I kept everything pretty much silent. I was, just funneled everything to schoolwork, which was very easy to do because it's respectable. So that's why I didn't really do any kind of dating of any kind. I just became obsessed with schoolwork, and when I came home for the vacations in the summertime after school was over, I worked I worked for a food service company that's now not in existence, and I lived in the Huntsville, Alabama area. A lot of good friends, but I just always wanted to go a little more, just if I could risk telling them. But this is, here we go again. We're back in around 1980, and it's not, you just didn't do it. I didn't have the courage to do it, and I don't think they what do you say, even reviled anyone who was that honest. And of course, actors stayed in their closet, and good employees of big companies, which I was in one. I was in two actually, stayed in the closet, and it really didn't get anywhere, because what happens is you get old and you miss out your best years when you could be having a great deal of fun like you guys do. I think the big thing is you're not, you never felt anything other than that being gay is just an alternative. I still grew up, and my partner grew up in the period of time when it was condemned by everyone, or the best that they could do at church was say, love the sinner, not the sin. So if you were asexual or abstaining from sexual, gay or straight intercourse, would you know that was a crack of baloney? You were okay. You had your halo on, and you could come to church and be happy, and maybe become a gay priest like so many did. But so the abuse made me feel bad about myself, and that took place a long time. And we'll get into this more. I could do this again because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. And then we kept it a secret in college, which I didn't have to do, but there was a few gay guys that I did like, but I just didn't have the cojones, the balls to go through with anything. So guys, be happy with what you've got now. You've got a lot of beautiful experiences ahead of you. If you're in your teens and 20s and 30s, don't be feeling that that life is so tough for you, because you've got so many advantages. Maybe too many choices is what's tough, but I admire and jealously admire what you guys have, because it is something that we didn't even think about it. So I didn't go the route of straight marriage, which my partner did 2 times, which I think was totally ridiculous. I bring it up every so often when I say, how could you have done that to someone? But he had to, because he wanted to keep the facade up for his family. They didn't like him being gay either. So guys, I love you. Subscribe to Living Happily Gay. It's for you, it's for us, it's for everyone. Take care, guys.